Rob Van Dam, listen to Tru Heel Heat. Pow.
Welcome to Tru Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah!
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
We got a lot to talk about today. WWE fears for the Bloodline as Jacob Fatu is still not debuted and they think he will outshine their new leader. Solo Sikoa will talk about him on Friday Night SmackDown taking control of the Bloodline. The King and Queen of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament have begun. We'll also talk about Triple H and WWE being against the media following that WWE Backlash presser. There is so much to discuss. It's the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. Welcome to the Saturday morning cookout. They not like us. I see dead people. Hey, welcome to the flagship. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3, playing the song of the summer because Kendrick Lamar ain't putting no copyright, so I can play it. Welcome to Tru Heel Heat 276. The flagship is back. We'll be discussing the latest wrestling news, including WWE fearing that Jacob Fatu will overshadow Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline. We also will discuss Triple H and WWE having more fallout after he bashed the media at the WWE Backlash press conference. Recap of this week in wrestling with WWE SmackDown and Raw with the start of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. NXT, you had AEW Dynamite with Bryan Danielson's return for Team AEW versus the Elite at Anarchy in the Arena. We got ROH TV, UJPW all together again. The top promotions in wrestling in Japan teaming up together over there. You had the start of the NJPW Best of Super Juniors tournament this morning, as well as TNA Impact on Thursday, plus final predictions for tonight's NJPW Resurgence pay-per-view. Of course, I am joined by the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Love. How are you doing?
I'm chilling. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Happy Saturday. I see you choose violence because you're playing Kendrick Lamar. I love it.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it all.
Absolutely. That's the song. That's the song.
BBL
Song
Drake
of the
is
summer.
my favorite one.
Drizzy.
No,
Baby,
the
Drizzy.
Coco one, the Spanish version, like you hear at the bodega. Nah, you definitely gonna hear that.
They got a Hispanic one now.
No, they got
Who won the $10,000?
I don't know, but it's fire. It's that BBL El Drake. And it got the fire beat. Like if you going into the bodega store, it's fire. I need it on my tune. I want to play it. That's how good it is.
Hey, all I know is that I've been practicing my crip walking in the house. whenever that mustard beat drop, I just be like, I be in my crib like. You know, got some hoe in them. Really that bow on them. I heard you like them young. Cell block 1. I'll just be in the crib like, do the 2-step, do the 2-step. Yo, I've been playing that all week. Power driver finisher. I know the words. I know when the ultimate punchline is about to come. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna hit him up. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get some sub. You tired of trolling? Aren't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. That's the best line, obviously.
So good.
Like there's people in the clubs, man. We're going to talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar once again on the show this week. We'll talk about if Drake is the new Ja Rule after this beef. We'll talk about that as well as the latest in professional wrestling. But thank you all if you're joining us live here on a Saturday. We are here every Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the flagship podcast here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. You can hit that thumbs up if you want to show your support in the simplest way possible. We always appreciate that. And of course, you can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, you could drop a heart, a like, a laugh emoji, an angry emoji. However wrestling made you feel this week, let us know with those emotes. But most of all, let us know in the live chat what you thought about this week in professional wrestling. What do you think about the latest wrestling news, all the big shows from this week? Sound off in the live chat, and we'll highlight as many of your comments as possible. But to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen, you can send a super chat donation. We always appreciate the support. It goes back to all the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And I got 2 4-year-olds. I'm broke. I need the help. I appreciate y'all. We got Eric Isaacs in the chat who says, good morning, fellas, and a great SmackDown last night. Can't wait for Jade versus Nia next week. And we might be saying Cody 2 belts soon. We'll talk about that because it wasn't very clear if it's for both titles.
We were the same way last night on Know Your Role. We were like, is it for the belt? Is it not for the belt? Like, what are we gonna do? And
literally, Corey said it's for the WWE Championship. He didn't say it's for the US Championship.
So then, yeah, it's dumb. Anywho, and the tournament, the brackets is the way they're laid out. It's we dived right in. If you saw Know Your Role, it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Funny enough, Chuck Berry's, we were actually talking about that before we went live here because I was trying to be a good friend. I swear to y'all. I had good intentions.
Never even checked in on Romeo. Is he okay? What happened?
I had good. He's our resident #1 Drake fan here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. That's why I checked on him yesterday. But he didn't took the bait. He then took the bait. Like, I was just like, are you still a fan of his? And he was like, yeah, why would you act something like that? I was like, well, I mean, there has been a lot of receipts about him being a pedo or having some relations with some younger females. Like, what is it? Bella Harris, the one that I went down the rabbit hole and learned all this stuff. Like Bella Harris, how he went out with her on her 18th birthday and he knew her for 4 years. Like,
wow. So he did a Tiger.
Dude, like.
He's being like Tiger.
The Millie Bobby Brown that he freaking mentioned. He brought her into the dude. Like that. There was, yes, I did check on Romeo. Romeo's fine. He's still a loyal Drake fan, and I told him I give you credit because I couldn't. Even if I was like a Drake fan like him, I probably wouldn't be after this beef. We got Annika. It says they not like us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. She says, I gotta relearn how to crip walk now. Absolutely. You're gonna be going to a party and that's gonna play, and you're gonna need to know how to crip walk. That's the Bay. They representing the Bay on that.
You need
DJ
some chucks.
Mustard.
You need some chucks and some khakis on.
You gotta have the button down, but the top button is buttoned, and the rest
A white
and
tee?
the white tee, white tee. Come on, we got a bunch of people who saying they didn't hear the Mexican one. There you go. So you're putting people.
Man,
on.
let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Now you gotta make me go find it.
Sometimes you really just gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm sorry, there's just so many great lines in that song. Like
it is.
Like me and Jeremy on FMC this week. He tried to argue with me that Euphoria is the best song. I was like, no, it's obviously not like us. I was like I saw somebody I ranked the songs, and he put Meet the Grams number one, and he made sense of it because Meet the Grams was really like the one that put Drake on the ground, because he thought he was good after Family Matters. He was calling the win. I am so yes, that is the song I hear in every bodega ever. Here we are. This is Tru Heel Heat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, he's become the laughing stock of not just hip hop. This is like pop culture.
El Pochinche.
They clowning Drake in multiple languages. Have you seen the anime videos?
No.
They got anime videos of Kendrick stabbing Drake and beating him in the beef. It's insane. It's insane. I thought after the songs were done, I was like, we'll move on, we'll move past this. Nope, it ain't going nowhere.
He's been Ja ruled. The last massacre that we seen as far as rap battles were concerned was that one. Sorry.
Ja Rule was one of the biggest rappers around, but I don't think we've seen it on this level, because Ja Rule was only big for what like 2-3 years before 50 destroyed him and the rest of Aftermath. Drake was on top for a decade.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
We ain't never seen this, and he just chose the wrong time because he was already on the down end of his career, and then he chose to do this. You should have took from the J. Cole playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Why Schoolboy Q ain't tell him? Why Schoolboy Q ain't pull Drake aside?
Apparently he wanted this to happen. He wanted this. So you wanted to lose.
So. We got Power Driver's Finisher. He says, I don't know nothing about wrestling beef. No wrestling beef, know nothing about that. No, nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. Know nothing about that. That was a hot line from that Euphoria song. Euphoria, I'm still bumping Euphoria though. I'm still bumping Euphoria to this day.
No, Euphoria is good.
Will Chisholm with a super chat donation. Will, we've missed you. We're glad to see you back this week. He says, I love how Drake fans act like they didn't see that white girl, Millie Bobby Brown, talk about Drake when she was 14, saying how they text and hang out. Yes, there's a video of her on the red carpet where she talks about how Drake text her, and he's like, we text all the time. He texted me the other day saying, I missed you, and I was like, I missed you so much too, and I love him so much. And it was like, what do you guys talk about? And he's like, oh, he gives me advice on boys, and oh, what type of advice? And all that stays in the text messages.
You know what to do. This all happened?
She said that. Then there's another separate interview after that red carpet where she says, oh, yeah, me and Drake, yeah, how we met. Yeah, I was on tour and he was on tour in Europe. And one of Drake's people came up to me and said, oh, Drake's a big fan of the show. You should come to his show and come backstage. And I was like, yeah, sure. So when we met each other and we were both like fangirling on each other, he was fangirling for me and I was fangirling for him. And yeah, we talk all the time. We even hang out. We took a vacation. Like, yo, I was like, where was I for all of this? I was like, not 11. Not 11.
No.
And then there's the 2010 concert where he kissed a 17-year-old on stage.
I forgot about that.
You didn't see that?
No.
I remember, but like, this is why like I understand why people ask about how Romeo's doing is because when I asked Romeo yesterday how he was doing, he literally, when someone else chimed in on our convo, he was like, I need proof, and I literally dumped a whole bunch of proof in our group chat. So the video I did post in there. Yeah, there's a video of a 17.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at. I'm gonna look
Drake
at it.
I think it was a couple of days ago that I wasn't yesterday, but there's a 17-year-old girl and he's like dancing with her, like dancing on close to her, and then finally he asks like, "How old are you?" And she says, she says, "I'm 17," and he was like, "You're 17? Why you look like that? You so thick." And then he says, he was like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'll get in trouble, but I have fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. And then he goes up to her. He kisses her on the hand. He kisses her on the cheek, both cheeks, kisses her on the top of the head, and then kisses her on the lips. He was 23 at the time. No, actually, he wasn't 23. He was... Yeah, I think he was 23. It was 2010.
Nah, son. I'm
So
like,
23.
I am baffled right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
There's a reason why Drake is down bad this week, y'all. We got another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. Once again, the good brothers on top. He says, let's be real. If we was caught talking to a 14-year-old white girl like Drake, white media would hang our black asses. 100%. This media would be dragging Kendrick OD if there was any proof of him hitting his wife. They would be dragging him OD. But Drake, I feel like it's minimal because of he not only got exposed for, liking young girls and all that stuff, and the people in his camp that it was confirmed have human trafficking cases on them that is still in his entourage. Like that's minor stuff, but when you compare it to like everything else, he's been exposed as a culture vulture. Like he's been exposed. Like
he
Drake
has been. Yes, I see. Yeah, he's getting everybody's stuff. He did songs from like with Drake. He did stuff with Bad Bunny. He did stuff with the reggae side of stuff. Like Drake thought like a good long time that he was Jamaican.
And the code switching. I learned what code switching was through this beef. Yes, Drake definitely does code switching. He does that. Man, it's so bad. But thank you, Will Chisholm, for those super chat donation. Yes, vacation with the team. Yes. Myron Kidd saying Drake was out there grooming. Indeed. Yes, Frantic World, another one. Billie Eilish, he had a relationship with, and that was really weird as well. There's a whole bunch of there's videos on YouTube that goes like Drake's weird relationship with young girls, young child stars. It's a whole thing.
I'm just like my face. I was just like,
I should have, Vala B, I should have told Romeo, you have an unhealthy affiliation with losers.
But Cat Williams, he did this.
He set the trend for the year, apparently.
We didn't know it wasn't on our bingo card, yo.
Hey, he mentioned Cat in Euphoria. He was like, Cat Williams show you the truth. I'm gonna show you mine. We got Annika who says, and now the record company is trying to tell Kendrick to take it back before Drake gets R. Kelly. Yeah, they're trying. Yeah, UMG is trying to convince Kendrick to
they messed up their money now. Yeah,
do a public apology.
No, I wouldn't. No, he started this. No, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I don't think Kendrick will do that. I think Kendrick has too much pride.
Why would I apologize for someone that started beef with me? He wanted this. You did this. Now because you lost and you embarrassed yourself and you let all of the skeleton out of the closet, you are now gonna go hide and bitch. because you are a bitch. He's always been a bitch. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Great music.
he was a child actor. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, the reason I started listening to Drake music because I watched Degrassi. I knew him from Degrassi. I was like, all right, and he was actually pretty good when he was doing it. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll support him. Like I said yesterday to Romeo in our group chat, I was like, before this beef, I definitely listened to more Drake than Kendrick Lamar. But like, there's no question. Kendrick Lamar made everyone look at Drake differently.
Yep.
And I can't say I'm a fan of Drake anymore. Like, that's how bad he came up in this whole beef.
It's sad. It's really, really sad how the tables have turned.
And remember last week I compared it to Jay-Z and Nas. Nah. Like I said before, Jay-Z lost. Drake got embarrassed. That's the difference. We got Vala B. He says, who's going to make the Drake version of Piss on You by Dave Chappelle? Check out RDC. I forgot the rest of their YouTube channel, but they do nice little parodies, and they did one of the funniest parodies. It's Drake in the studio when Meet the Grams drop, and it's so funny. Go out of your way to go see that. They do some funny skits over there on that channel. We got another super chat donation from the good brother once again, Will Chisholm. He says people knew how R. Kelly was way back in the 90s. That man had a sex tape with a child, but people was like, he made I Believe I Can Fly. That is true. That is true. People will tend to forget some things because of if you make good music. That's just how it is. That's just how it is what it is. Yes, RDC World. Those guys are hilarious over there. So, but yes, I think we talked enough about this. We'll probably talk more about it throughout our podcast. I'm just gonna be honest, but but we gotta shout out everyone joining us, who's supporting us across social media and on our Patreon. Our top 3 conversation starters on our Tru Heels group page over on Facebook. We got number 3, Neil Benedict. Number 2, Joe Belleni. Number 1, Stewie Palmer. And we got our Patreon backers, Vala B, Alan Weinstein, Nick Roebuck, Nick Jackson, Alice McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin K, Trey Jones, Robert, Steve, Ladarius, John, Dan Snide, Kobe, Dolores, John Martin, DJ Eric, Marcus Ryan, James, Alan Santo, and our 3 members. We got Christopher Kidd, Benno, Snowflake, and Muhammad. Thank you so much for supporting us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. But let's get into what we missed. And we'll start with last night, WWE SmackDown. The shows featured the start of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. On the SmackDown side, you had in the main event, Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles in a very good main event between these two all-time legends. You also had Carmelo Hayes. He pulled off an upset win over Baron Corbin. While Tama Tonga of the Bloodline had his singles debut in WWE, defeating Angelo Dawkins, who was replacing Bobby Lashley in the tournament. So Orton, Mello, and Tama have all advanced in the King of the Ring tournament. Meanwhile, over in the Queen of the Ring tournament, you had Jade Cargill. She defeated Piper Niven in her WWE singles debut. Nice little effort between Piper Niven here. I thought she was really good here. You also had Bianca Belair beat Candice LeRae in a very quick matchup. Then you also had Nia Jax continuing her hot streak of good matches. And she pulled off a win over Naomi. For Jade, Bianca, and Nia to all advance in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Nia versus Jade next week on SmackDown. Meanwhile, Solo Sikoa interrogated Paul Heyman on his recent decisions before informing him that Solo spoke to Roman Reigns, unlike Heyman.
The lies.
And now Sikoa is in charge of the Bloodline, while Heyman will be Solo's wise man. And I love his little look at the end, looking towards Tonga as he's hugging Heyman. It was like, yo, when I give the word, we gonna fuck this nigga up.
Mhm.
And then Nick Aldis announced that United States champion Logan Paul will be the challenger for the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for the undisputed WWE Championship coming up at the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. This was a really good segment. I thought Logan Paul was appropriately annoying. That's the best way I could put Logan Paul's character. And shout out to Alicia Taylor, who made her main roster debut, a ring announcer now on the SmackDown side. The ladies have taken over ring announcing in WWE. But what did you think about SmackDown last night, the King and Queen of the Ring tournament? Any overall thoughts on the show?
I thought the show was a solid show. It went great. Like, you had a lot of matches, but it covered a lot of things in 2 hours, shockingly. And that's a lot to say for SmackDown. However, I have a problem with the tournament. Some of the matches are going to be on live live event shows. Why? So that means those people clearly don't care about these girls, and they're not winning the tournament at all.
I wouldn't say that. One of my favorites to win the tournament has a match on the live event.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
She can't win Queen of the Ring, and then Money in the Bank. Got to be one or the other.
Yeah, that's why I said Queen of the Ring. Might
So
be too soon. Too soon for her to win Money in the Bank and a championship.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, we can do that then.
And I think that if Tiffany don't win, that means they're doing a Jade versus Bianca this early, and it's not in the finals of the tournament. It's in the semifinals.
First of all, how are we doing Nia and Jade already too?
Yeah, that's another one where I was like, wow,
like
they're
that,
doing that already.
Why is he never home?
You look at the bracket on. First of all, Jade and Bianca shouldn't even be in the tournament. That's just number one.
No, this is now twice that we've had all African American women's tag team champions that they immediately make them into singles after winning tag team titles. Twice.
Like, make it make sense. Let's just make it make sense, because it's really stupid. I get why you got Naomi and Nia in it. Naomi and Nia killed last night. They did great. But then Naomi loses. Okay, now we have Naomi on a losing streak. Okay. Great. Sure. Then
were we expecting Naomi to beat Nia Jax?
No. However, the losing streak of since she's been back since January is just it's a lot. If we're supposed to be like putting a lot behind her, it's looking like a copy and paste. Better matches, probably, yes. More crowd of participation, yes. But the winning streak, same. Copy paste. Like, what was the, like, I would have stayed on TNA if that was the case. At least I was a champion over there, and I had more like wins and good, matches and everything like that. Great.
Maybe she wanted to be with her friends in WWE and get a bigger paycheck. So it works both ways.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, most definitely, Myron. I will say that the SmackDown side of both the King and Queen of the tournament feels very much lower than the Raw side of each tournament.
Hence why I was so shocked about how these matches were last night. I was like, well, they're going to give us, first of all, Candice LeRae and Bianca. Come on. Mind you, they've had matches before.
That was like 2 minutes. I felt for Rick Eugenio, who I do the SmackDown review on Sportskeeda, because the week before that, he was like trying to convince us that he's like, I really want to see Bayley feud with Candice for the title. And I was like,
I know he lying.
No, I was like, that's nice if you want it, but I don't see it happening. And then I had to ask him yesterday.
Behind her. Like,
I literally had to ask him yesterday. I was like, how do you feel about that that thing you want? And now that she lost in less than 3 minutes to Bianca. And he was like, yeah, I just want more for her. I was like, she is good. I was like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, Candice is not good enough to do that. No, Candice is really good. She is really good. I've just seen nothing from this company that says that they recognize she's really good.
She's only there to be booked as a jobber and to boss Indy around.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Indeed.
But yeah, as far as like, okay, the SmackDown side is concerned for the Queen of the Ring. Who's the bigger name we're bringing to Saudi Arabia, right? Who? And then like who we want them to face on the other side. That's like, so we're gonna have both Jade and Bianca lose. I don't know how that's possible. You understand what I'm saying? It's like
I think Jade beats Nia, and
think so.
you do Tiffany beat Bianca, and then you do Tiffany beat Jade. If you want to put her over good. I don't think Jade needs the same undefeated streak that she had in AEW.
She doesn't. And that's why I'm like, one, we shouldn't have put her in this tournament. Two, like, let them just be tag teams. Like, let her like she's still green. Let her like still like get her feet. She's still wetting her feet. Like,
I mean, I like the match last night because it was the first time I ever seen Jade sell for more than a minute. I'm sorry, like I've never seen her sell that much in her whole career. I've seen every match of her career. I've never seen her sell that much.
She was good. Piper, they put her in there with someone really good. Piper, helped her out a lot. And kudos to Piper for all of that, because that match, helped her, as far as singles. I think Chelsea Green should have been a part of this tournament. If we're putting tag teams, she would have been a great person to do or win the Queen of the Ring, because she's obnoxious and annoying. So this would have made it like times 12. Like her cap would have now been a crown. It's great. But they're not thinking of those. So they're just like, okay, we're gonna put these girls together. We're gonna put them in a match. Because like on the other side, the Raw side, when we get there, or whatever, it's just like I don't see anyone really winning except Isla. No, not Isla. Not Isla.
I was like, Isla's not even in the tournament.
Oh my God.
I know you're talking
I mean,
about
yes.
Lyra Valkyria.
Thank you, Lyra. Sorry.
Bala B saying Jade isn't losing. I don't see Jade winning this tournament. Like that's what
she needs to lose eventually. Like you can't be Goldberg everywhere.
Like why is WWE gonna have her win the women's tag team titles 1 month? Then she's gonna win the King of the Ring the next month. Then they're gonna probably have her in the Money in the Bank. Is she gonna win like every freaking prize? Are we just rushing through like a year's worth of storylines for Jade Cargill in like the first couple of months that she win there? Like there has to be some type of medium. WWE went from doing too little with Jade Cargill to her winning the Queen of the Ring. I would feel that's the point. It's too much. All right, y'all did too much. I was like, this is even more than AEW having her go on a 60 match winning streak, because they had her win the title that they created for her. Like they're not having her win an entire tournament after she just won her first title.
It doesn't make sense at all. I'm sorry. It's backwards. It's just, again, you're putting things, and again, next week we have Nia and Jade. Is like, okay, fine. Something that you would like figure would be on like a pay-per-view or your premium live, your premium shows or whatever you want to fucking call them now, whatever. You would think that they would have that as like a bigger match, like a bigger stage. Like these two are big powerhouses. We're doing it on a regular episode of SmackDown. Maybe you think that just is a regular SmackDown match. You're not going to deliver anything. That's what it's giving me.
I think that I have been enjoying the tournament so far. I really enjoyed Orton and Styles.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
they were on the money. That was the best match I've seen from them together. That was better than WrestleMania 35.
I think the Naomi and Nia and Orton and Styles, best matches of the whole night. The whole show, basically. They beginning and ending. You started off good, you ended off good. We didn't. The middle was just very soggy, and we didn't necessarily need it. But it's okay.
I literally said that to Dutch and Rick before our show started. Rick was like, yeah, I had trouble putting my kid to sleep in the first hour of the show. I was like, oh, you should have waited till like 8:30 and just show him the show from 8:30 to 9:30. It would have put him to sleep. I was like, the beginning of the show was good with the Cody and Logan promo, and then the Nia and Naomi matchup, and then
by like quarter to nine.
And I even liked Corbin and Carmelo.
Oh, and Carmelo.
That was the very next matchup. But like from there on, like it was just kind of boring, other than the Bloodline stuff.
Yes, the Bloodline stuff was great.
But the match was fucking. You could throw that away. That was like 2 minutes. They gave. They was like Bobby Lashley. We're not gonna have you lose in 2 minutes. So Angelo, you replace him.
I mean, so this injury is not even real then.
I don't know. I shouldn't say that. We haven't heard anything really about the injury.
Correct.
Other than
Exactly.
Nick Aldis pulling him from the tournament.
Right. We're not gonna have you lose to this guy in 2 minutes. So yeah, we'll let Dawkins do it, which is fine. Go ahead, whatever.
Myron, they have explained what the winners of these tournaments get for winning: a crown and a cape. They are the king and the queen of the ring. Like, y'all have to realize that a title shot for the winner of the king and the queen of the ring is very rare. It's very rare. It's either been a couple of instances where the winner of the king of the ring have gotten a shot at the world title, but it was basically done after the fact. Mabel in 1995, Owen Hart in 1994. They never announced that the King of the Ring winner would get a shot at the WWF title, but they won the King of the Ring and they parlayed that into WWF championship matches.
Yep.
Literally, it's only been twice that the King of the Ring they said was getting a shot at the title if they won the tournament. Brock Lesnar in 2002 and Booker T in 2006. That's it. That's it. Usually the winner of the king and queen of the ring get a crown, get a trophy, and get the honor of being king or queen of the ring.
So again, that's why I was like, this makes the winner of this is just like, oh, okay.
No, I think they're doing this for a purpose of not announcing that you get a shot at the winner, because I mean it's pretty obvious Gunther's winning the King of the Ring, and I don't think they want to rush into Gunther winning King of the Ring immediately getting a shot at the world title.
True. Okay.
So this gives him enough time. He can be king. He can feud with somebody because he's superior and he feels like he's on top, and he can really establish himself as the King of the Ring before he gets a shot at the world title, preferably at that Bash in Berlin show. But as far as like King of the Ring, I think we got. I think they definitely gave us who's making it to the semifinals on the SmackDown side. That Orton promo, I was like, well, thanks Orton. You spoiled the whole SmackDown side of the tournament for me when you said you're gonna find Tama. Yeah, it's gonna be Tama and Orton on the SmackDown side. I'm hoping Dragunov beats Jay on Monday so we can get Dragunov and Gunther on the Raw side in the Final Four. Who you got on the SmackDown side for the finals of the Queen of the Ring?
I have it. Originally I had it as Nia, and I had it with Tiffany.
Okay.
But now, I don't know why I feel like they want Jade to go to the end, and maybe they'll make Tiffany win. Hopefully so. But I think it should be Nia and Tiffany.
I think
on the SmackDown side.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna parlay the Queen of the Ring into a championship matchup, then maybe you do Nia getting the win over Jade because that's more believable. And then you do Bianca beats Tiffany, and then you do Bianca losing to Nia, because I think that Lyra's going to the Queen of the Ring on the Raw side.
I think she's gonna be on that side, because other than that, the other girls that's really over there, maybe Shayna Baszler, because she needs some type of like or fire underneath her.
I don't see Shayna. They gave her the house show match, so
they're giving Tiffany a house show match, friend. That's what
I know. That's what's making me rechange my SmackDown.
The house show people was messing up the whole meta of the whole show with the whole thing. I had a solidified like guarantee. Oh yeah, this person is winning. Then when I found out it was a house show, I was like, so this is not on TV then, like.
And you know, Belle bringing up, she says, I don't mind the live event as long as the match is on the channel is uploaded on their YouTube channel after, but not holding my breath. The point is, Belle, the reason why people are upset and why they do mind is because WWE did not even tell us what house show these matches are going to be on. So like, what's the point of even moving a tournament match with stakes if you're not going to promote it and sell a couple of more tickets because you actually have a match that matters on your house shows?
Yep.
And two, they did not indicate it's going to be on their social media or YouTube. So I understand why people are annoyed by these house show matches.
It's dumb.
It is pretty dumb.
Dumb.
It is pretty dumb. But that's WWE. We got Chuck Berries with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. He says, I can see the Pride versus the Bloodline sometime down the road. I think they should do it early, like as soon as possible, because I feel like that could lead to Solo getting a singles win over Bobby Lashley. And that's the type of credibility win he needs, because they also foreshadowed he's definitely going to get a shot at Cody. Because when he said to Heyman, Roman lost our title at WrestleMania. I thought that was a great line. I was like, oh, that was great.
I just need him to have a better form-fitting suit. If you're going to play the part, you got to look right. That's probably why they're afraid that the cousin is going to outshine him, because he looks totally better than him. Oh, we're not on that topic yet, but okay.
Well, we'll get to that. No, we're getting to that now. As previous, well, let's talk about first more fallout from the WWE Backlash press conference, which with the big question was about Drew Gulak. As previously reported, Drew Gulak is still technically with WWE after reports of his release, although the company is letting his contract expire. This followed accusations from Ronda Rousey that Gulak pulled at the drawstrings of her pants backstage. At the time, it was reported that there was an investigation into the incident, and it was believed that Gulak's public rebuttal didn't do him any favors. It was also reported that Gulak had developed a reputation of being a bully backstage, often testing wrestlers. He was said to have been reprimanded by Shawn Michaels and NXT coaches for his behavior, while previous reports said that the Rousey incident was not the factor behind Gulak leaving WWE. The Wrestling Observer newsletter spoke with WWE sources who claimed it was indeed related. Duh. WWE investigated and it was inconclusive, but they still decided not to renew his contract. The idea is that the Rousey story opened the door for other stories to come out about Gulak, and there may be more later on. The Rousey story became public right around the same time other issues with Gulak were coming to a head, and it was decided he was expendable. Also worth note, the 10-count media reporter, Lucas Sharpe, revealed on Post Wrestling this week that a WWE PR rep told him after he asked the question about Drew Gulak to Triple H, he said, and I quote, the WWE PR rep said to him, "What a dumb thing to say." I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? Like, yo, that they made it worse. That made it worse. This followed WWE and Triple H sending Sean Ross Sapp some Connecticut cheese as a peace offering following Triple H bashing Fightful and PW Insider during the presser.
Goddamn cheese. What do I look like? A fucking mouse? Like, what am I missing?
No, Sean Ross Sapp made a joke after after WWE apologized to him after he bashed them. They apologized to him privately, and he was like, "I would like a public apology, but you could send me some of that French cheese." But they sent it cheese from Connecticut as like a peace offering. He didn't keep it. He sent it to somebody else because he doesn't take that type of stuff from people he covers. But he put the picture on social media as like that was the form of the public apology. But what do you think? Sure. Firstly, about the whole Drew Gulak situation. I mean, this was all the stuff I said last week. I said last week when we were talking about him, the bully report, that he was a bully. I was like, it sounds like the Rousey thing made them do an investigation on him, and they didn't find out anything conclusive about the Rousey thing, but they found out a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah, so
it goes back to the fact that Triple H just could have said that.
Or he could have just said, "I'm not at liberty to speak on it right now." One or two answers. But then you dumb down and you said the other stupidness. It's like, sir, like, and then who knows? Like, he probably, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't really even know what was happening.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Triple H? No, he knew what was happening. He said he bashed Fightful and PW Insider as a smokescreen because he never answered the question. Remember, I said that last week. I was like, he
That's
never
true.
really answered the question. That was my whole big thing. But I was like, no, everybody's gonna make a big deal about the FIFO and PW Insider thing, and it was through talking to Jimmy McElram that I was like, maybe he did it on purpose. Jimmy said that, and I was like, yeah, he did. That's exactly what he did. I was like, yeah.
Clickbait.
Oh no, it's a smoke screen. It was like you're
Oh.
distracted with this, so you're not gonna realize I didn't answer the question.
Okay.
Here we are a week later, and we're talking about this and the fact that the WWE PR person, that is inexcusable. You should not be telling anybody in media when 99% of those questions in that backlash presser were the fucking softest of softballs, which is understandable because they're in France. Those people, even if they're working in media, were just happy to be there, happy to have a live event there. So you're going to get those softball
first time?
questions.
Yeah.
But the fact that you get one question that immediately, it's not a softball, that is a fastball at you, and you weren't expecting it, and you reacted in that way, and then your PR rep freaking does that, and then that brought up, that opened Pandora's box, because now people that I heard a whole bunch of rumblings about the WrestleMania stuff, and you did as well, Krssi, because we had Stephanie, our friend, who was there, and she talked about how she had the privilege of going to both night pressers, and she talked about that she heard some people that weren't able to go to both night pressers, but because they did that, and Lucas had to tell his honest experience about it on Post Wrestling. Now other people are saying, yo, yeah, I wasn't let in at the WWE WrestleMania. I was told I would get in at both pressers, but I wasn't. So it's not only your WWE PR handled that situation badly. Apparently they've had history of miscommunication on their end as well. So you opened up Pandora's box to put a big spotlight on your PR team not being this glorious thing. How we always hear when Tony Khan puts out a tweet, oh, AEW needs a PR team. AEW needs a PR team. Well,
That's
WWE
true.
got a PR team, and they fucking up all the way down the line.
That's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. And it's for the fact is I think they have a number, but then they go over the number. So now they're like, oh shit, now we're fucked because now we don't have room for all these people, so we can't invite. And that's probably what happened at Mania. They probably sent too many yeses to people, too many yes, and they was like, oh shit, we can't let them, we can have them be back here, but it's like they can't go to the scrum parts. They can't go, they can't be in the press room. We can put them on the floor. We'll put them somewhere else where we have extra seats. Things like that.
Yeah, and then this made me and Joel Pearl and Jeremy had me on In the Weeds yesterday, and then they reminded me of all the embarrassing stuff that has been at these press conferences, to the point that I just was like, I don't think WWE or AEW should do it with Tony Khan and Triple H. I think the performers should do the press conference, because that's honestly what these media people want to talk to, and they can get their answers to the different questions and whatnot, and the performers can either be in character or not be in character, and you can ask a question that gets them out of character, stuff like that. But Tony Khan and Triple H have shown they haven't been the best at these answering of the questions. And honestly, to turn it back on the other side, even though I'm on this other side, we're both on this other side, the media people aren't that good at asking questions to Tony Khan and Triple H.
Because they'll ask they're not asking the real they're just happy to be there, and they're just like, oh my God, I get to ask a question. All right, let me get sometimes they're not even prepared.
Joel and Jeremy reminded me of the WrestleMania one. Did you watch both night WrestleMania press conferences?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The one guy, and he's cool. He's a good dude. I had him on Believe in Pro Wrestling with Rick Ucchino, but I think his name is Evan Mack. When he starts his question to Triple H, oh, hey, legend, how does it feel to be you?
Like that's what you didn't
actually. I got reminded of that question. Literally, I heard that question at the WWE WrestleMania press conference, and I literally was like, all right, I'm just gonna erase that from my mind, because if I think about that for a little bit, I would get annoyed. But wow, that was an actual question at a press conference.
It's just they're you have people that are there that shouldn't even be there. Just sorry to say. Just sorry to say, they don't work really in media. They're there because of the clout and the numbers that they got and how many followers, and yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Brown says I have Cody host WWE press conference. I will say AEW made a good change for their presser for Dynasty when they had Renee host it.
Mhm.
It's something that I do note that WWE does better with. They've always had Byron host
Yes.
the
Mhm.
pressers, and I thought that that's a good thing to have someone who has that media experience kind of be
Mhm.
the bridge to the stars and the people on stage.
And kind
So
of control how it flows and everything. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, next question. Like,
yep.
like he does make the conferences feel like they're flowing with no problems.
Yes.
And if you knew if there was a problem, like damn, like they hit it very well.
Yeah. But I am sure maybe we'll talk about this again. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that the next press conference, AEW Double or Nothing, or the next WWE press conference, we do not have these same issues. Just be
Yes.
better, WWE, at dealing with media. You need media. And Nick Khan, I know, is the person who called up Triple H to be like, yo, you better say sorry. I don't deal with this shit. Because Nick Khan is excellent with media. How about you have Nick Khan sitting on the press conference and not you, Triple H, because you don't know how to handle it.
That's true. You can have Nick do it because he is more media savvy and he knows more. But have him stand on the side, or maybe y'all could do the answers together.
Yeah.
He'll kind of fill the because like some questions that he shouldn't be answering, Nick Khan can answer them.
Exactly. Do y'all do it both together, and then Tony will get you Will Washington. Will Washington has been a member of media. He could sit with you for the AEW pressers.
Correct.
See,
Yeah.
I just improved media scrums. You welcome, everyone. You welcome. In an interview with Metro, Kevin Owens revealed that he has only 9 months remaining on his WWE contract. It will expire at the end of February 2025. He previously signed a deal back in 2021. In an interview with Metro, he said on how he's approaching his career right now, I really don't take anything for granted. I've got 9 months left on my contract, and I don't know what can happen from here on out. On not taking anything for granted, he says that's just life. If I've learned anything over the last few years, is that nothing is guaranteed. I've learned that through some very unfortunate events, we've lost so many good people that was never expected. That's just one example of how I do not take anything for granted, how I look at things now. On how he feels about staying in WWE, he says this has been my home for 10 years and it's beyond the locker room. There's some very, very, very special people that work behind the scenes that I've become very close with, and I really can't imagine not seeing them as part of my life. I think we're at with 9 months remaining. I would say 90% sure Kevin Owens resigns with WWE.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, I think he's definitely staying. As long as Sammy's here, he will be here as well. But it was announced last year that WWE SmackDown will be moving to cable as it will leave Fox for the USA Network later this year. Originally, the plan was to have the show debut on its network in October. However, Deadline reports that while the contract with Fox ends at the end of September, WWE will air its Friday night show on USA starting September 13th. This will make USA the exclusive home for WWE content for at least a month, as it will air Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. That will end when NXT moves to the CW network in October, and Raw will then move to Netflix in January. Part of WWE's deal with NBC Universal will include 4 specials on NBC each year. Per an announcement in TKO's Q1 2024 earnings report, the WWE parent company TKO landed a short distribution deal that NBC Universal will keep Monday Night Raw on the USA Network actually for the rest of 2024. The previous broadcast deal was going to expire at the end of September. TKO announced the company received $25 million for the 3-month window for the flagship television show for WWE to stay on USA Network for those 3 months. WWE SmackDown will also be moving to the CW to USA Network at the conclusion of Friday Night SmackDown's current broadcast deal with Fox. That will start in September now, and that means that both Raw Raw, SmackDown, and NXT will air on the USA Network for a month, and Raw and SmackDown will air on USA for the 3 last months of 2024. So, bunch of shaking up for the news. We're a few months away. We're about like 4 or 5 months away from the WWE TV deals coming into effect here.
So in September, all three shows will be on USA. However, at the end of
in October, NXT moves to CW.
CW, okay. And then when does the Netflix stuff happen?
January.
Oh, okay, I see. So then we'll just have 2 shows, which is SmackDown and Raw on USA. Then we'll have the CW, and then in January of 25 is when Raw goes to.
Then it's Netflix, CW, USA.
Got it. Okay, let's see what happens.
Last night on SmackDown, the latest QR code for Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six appeared. The code aired during the Naomi's matchup with Nia Jax. Scanning the code led to a video where it states, "They put us in the cave. They told us."
What does the code send us somewhere? Do we see anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
it sent you to a video. He's said they put us in a cave. They told us to behold the glory. We watched in awe, consumed their lies. We were never the closed ones, left in a cave to rot, to be forgotten, but he set us free. Now we understand. We follow the prophecy, the words of the red. Soon you will understand. The tears we shed watered our antipathy and blossomed a garden of
Say that 3 times fast.
revolution. There is no safe place, only my family. Wyatt family, my family. Got it? Yeah, there you go. So it seems like we're gonna get it. I think that it seems like they keep saying how we're near the end, is coming soon. I think that King and Queen of the Ring is where we get the debut of the Wyatt Six.
Okay. Oh, in Saudi Arabia?
Yes. I don't think it's a wise decision, but I think that's where they're going.
It was better off doing it in France. At least if the French people be excited about, Sure.
Bell says, so basically USA Network pulled the we got you. Yeah, they're like, we got you, man. You can stay here.
I like that.
Myra said Fox basically kicked SmackDown to the curb early than expected because of college football. Man, Fox treating SmackDown like Lucille was treating Charles on BMF.
Oh my God! Lucille.
I knew it. I knew she was gonna regret it. I've been calling it the whole season. I was like, yo, the doctor got a wife. I was like, the doctor got a whole other family. Why are you doing this?
And poor Lucille, sorry, we're going off several
We do
topics.
this all the time.
We do this all the time. I was telling my husband, I was like, Lucille done saved herself. She was tempted. The flesh has tempted her plenty of times, and she was like, no. I'm gonna go and do it the right way. I'm gonna get a divorce from my husband, because he cheated on me and I don't want to cheat on him.
Trifling husband.
And then she came over there with her sexy negligee on, ready.
He was ready to get them cheeks clapped.
Ready. And this nigga, and he not even, out the gate.
He waited till he busted it.
SP, I was like, I know you fucking lying. This nigga said, I got a whole fiance, but I don't know if I want to marry her. What? I know.
I love Lucille, though. Lucille, I'm not being with another cheater. I'm not being the other woman. That's it. Lucille turns into the most black mother ever. I love her.
And now Charles about to go on tour and see all the church ladies. Lucille. What, if we do have a next season, Lucille gonna be tight.
Yup.
Lucille gonna be tight. I already see it happening, because as soon as you told this man, I said he tried. He said, I want to be with my wife. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I don't know how times I gotta tell you I'm sorry. Lucille saying, no.
Annika, nah, Fox is not stupid. Fox spent all this money to get SmackDown, and then didn't get the money they wanted back. Like
Yeah.
that'd be like Annika, you got a bum ass boyfriend who lost his job. And he been in the house playing Xbox and PlayStation for like 3 months. He say he looking for a job, but he still ain't got a job. You paying all the rent, paying for all his food. So you kick him out. You say you tell him, "Oh, you got till June to find a job." And then a week pass and you say, "Get the fuck out." That's basically what Fox did to SmackDown.
Nah, Fox just was not. Fox got their a little bit of their money is worth when The Rock and Roman were together towards the ending, but that was out of their whole deal. I think that's the only time that they were felt like they were getting the benefits of their investment. So Fox was like, "It's been great, friends, but yeah, we it's time to part our ways. Whatever you want to do, I wish you the best, but we gotta go."
It's not you.
It's me. Mm-hmm. It's the best line ever.
WWE apparently has fear for the new Bloodline, according to a new report. The changes within the Bloodline have been well documented, with Solo Sikoa taking over the group, bringing in the former Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, into the group. However, reports have indicated that former MLW heavyweight champion Jacob Fatu has signed with the company and is also expected to join the Bloodline. However, WrestleVotes reports that WWE has fears that Fatu may outshine or overshadow Solo Sikoa. This may be the reason the company has held off on his debut thus far. The report reads, an interesting tidbit here. Sources suggest that Solo Sikoa's recent aggressive streak is part of a strategy to establish him as the main force within this new phase of the Bloodline ahead of Jacob Fatu's debut. However, some trepidation remains within creative over fear that Fatu's presence could outshine Solo at this stage. In more Bloodline news, though, Tonga Loa is now Tonga Loa in WWE.
Wait, huh? Say that again?
Yeah. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They basically changed his name to the last name of Tama Tonga. He was Tanga Loa, now he's Tonga Loa.
I would say, wait, what? That don't even make no sense. But okay, why do they do this?
They announced him as that on SmackDown last night. Fightful notes that WWE filed a trademark for both ways of spelling his name, but they went with Tonga Loa.
But it's okay, sure. Whatever. Y'all just can't, like, you obviously like these people for a reason. You see that they have potential. Because they own their names, I'm guessing they can't really, and they'll leave with their name. So you want to tweak it and make it something that's stamped WWE. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Assholes.
And they wanted to make it some type of connection with him and his brother. So, I guess. Myron Reed says, and Fox sacrificed their Friday of original program for WWE SmackDown. Absolutely.
I mean, there wasn't much programming to begin with in the first place, but you know,
that is true.
Fox has fell off a little long time ago. Just if you weren't knowing, they only had shows good for like Monday and maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, I only watched Fox during the NFL season and for SmackDown.
Fox hasn't had a good show in a long time, and then their other shows are going to other networks, i.e. 911. It's on ABC now.
Wow, I didn't even know that. They are coming with my favorite game show that I saw in the UK that's coming to America now. The 1% Club. The 1% Club. Nah, that 1% Club. That shit shows who's smart and who's not. You need to play that with your husband. I play it with Tia all the time. So
the 1% Club. Okay.
1% Club. It's coming to Fox, and I think it's going to be available.
Is it actually is it a card game or something? I got to buy something for it?
No, it's like a game show where they have basically a crowd of people. It's like 30 people in the crowd, and he basically acts as a question, and everyone that gets it right moves to the next round. Everybody gets it wrong is eliminated, and they basically each question is like a certain percentage of people know it, will know the answer. Until you get to the 1% question, which is for the whole big cash prize.
Got it. Okay.
So it's
So
like
they-
it's like history questions, pop culture questions,
Like all general questions in general.
math equations, yeah, stuff like that.
So with Jacob Fatu, is he the cousin out of the whole crew that has the most charisma? Is that why they think that they're gonna take over
Out of the
Solo's spot?
current crop of Solo Sikoa, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, and if they add Jacob Fatu would immediately become the best worker of those four.
Okay.
And and the reason that they mention Fatu's presence is the dude is huge. He's like 350 pounds. He's got this wild, savage like look to him, and he could do Flossberry flops. He
Mhm.
could do flip dives.
Mhm.
He does his finisher is a double jump moonsault. A
Mhm.
guy 350 pounds. A guy
Okay.
that looks like he is the whole Solo Sikoa presentation, even from when Roman was here, is that Solo is the mini Umaga. Jacob Fatu is athletic like Umaga. So like that immediately would kind of put
him at
a
a
snuff at Solo.
But that's WWE's fault. So you're afraid that this person will have more charisma and more presence, but you've made this person silent. You made him be the power of the bloodline.
But
Correct?
that's why I think they're saying that they have trepidation and why they're holding off on his debut is that we have finally been seeing more of Solo since WrestleMania. They're adding more depth to him. The way he talks, the way he's talking now, like that backstage segment they had on SmackDown this week. As soon as he started talking, I moved closer to the TV. Like I was like, he's talking. Let me listen.
You gravitated to the TV. It brought you in. So once he started speaking, it was like, I spoke to Roman, and Paul is like, you did? Like, like first of all, Paul is like scared for his life. So like a bravo to them for like putting this next like layer of peeling it off for this story that's still continuing on without the main players.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to give the supporting cast now of Succession to work. How are we going to let this thing work? We have to let the supporting cast now gravitate on. So the more and I think this will be good for him because he really never talked.
Yeah.
Even when he was in NXT, he didn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't have any he just was even his matches, he had really no presence. He was just there and he had the thumb and that was it.
To answer this one from Big Man Dogs, he says, why can't Jacob be on Team Roman? I don't think Jacob should be on Team Roman because Team Roman is going to be the babyface side. And I think Jacob Fatu, you bring him in as a heel, and then he will naturally get over with the crowd as a babyface. You don't introduce him as a babyface
right away.
Because right away, it's something that you build to. So that's why I would introduce him on the Solo side. We got Bell says, I think Jacob ends up being Team Roman. Like, oh, you want to do this to me? Okay, I got the Samoan werewolf. That doesn't sound. I don't. That doesn't sound realistic from a Roman standpoint. Or from a Roman standpoint, he would be like, I'm gonna take you out myself. I don't got anybody.
Right.
Or if I'm gonna get somebody, it's gonna be Jimmy and Jay. It's gonna be my cousins. I've always gotten them my whole life, so I'm gonna go get my cousins back together.
Yeah,
that's what he would do.
And it shows you how things are going when you've seen Paul look at Jay on Monday.
And you add Jacob to the bloodline, to the new bloodline side, because you're trying to set up a War Games type situation where you don't need Rock to be involved in that. You don't even need Rock to be involved in that because you got Solo, you got the Gorillas of Destiny, you got Jacob Fatu on this side, and then what does Roman do? He reunites with his cousins Jimmy and Jay, and oh yeah, we need one more spot. Oh, who's that one more spot? Didn't we used to have someone for that one more spot? Oh, yeah, an honorary Uso, Sami Zayn.
But it's like, okay, well, how bad is Jimmy's injury? And then, like, how do we get Jimmy back into it? Because remember, when he come back and he see this, first of all, he was always being a damn clown, right? But then he was afraid the brother was going to his part of the story was always stupid to me.
Yeah. They got to improve that, but I think the way you do that is you have to slow burn the reunion of the Usos. I would just like have them like have Jimmy try to get to Jay or try to get Jay to come back on his side, but Jay won't. And then it's Roman who's kind of like the glue that brings his cousin back together.
Okay.
We got a super chat donation here from the
Thank
good
you.
brother Vala B. Thank you so much, Vala B. He says Jacob Fatu is better than everyone in the bloodline. Poor Solo, though. If you're a gamer, you gotta say it. Sounds like a skill issue. I don't know. I think Solo is improving and progressing at
Every
the
day.
right at the right
Mhm.
kind of pace that he's supposed to. Just
Right.
because
It's
Jacob
not going to
Fatu
step
is
up now.
better
Yeah.
doesn't mean that Solo is bad.
Yeah. He's stepping up now and he's improving and he's showing you like I can do this and I can be one of the main players of this whole like story.
Yeah.
Like just give me the ball, coach. I can do it. Like let me go. And from yesterday's, from what he did yesterday, great job.
Yeah.
Just need better fitting suits, friend. That's all.
Eddie James, I just have to tell you this: the Tongans aren't related to any of these niggas. like you're trying to point. Oh, the Tongans are actually not related to the Fatus. They're not related to Solo, and like. I mean, no, but yeah, he's the son of Tongan kid, so
They're
he
like
is
this,
more.
like
He is
any
more. He is more related to Solo and the Usos, but
Who?
I mean, like.
Who?
He ain't related. He ain't related to the Gorillas of Destiny. That's for sure. The Gorillas
you
of
say?
Destiny. Jacob Fatu is more
Oh.
related to Solo. He's more related to Solo, but he's not Tongan. He's a part of the actual bloodline. The Gorillas of Destiny are not actually a part of it. The reason why they are considered a part of it is because The Rock said that their father Haku is like an uncle to him. That they did the blood oath, and he's a part of the family. So Rock is
he did the oath. He cut his forehead out.
he did the Ole Anderson. So Rock is the whole reason why the Tongans are in the bloodline, Eddie. It's all The Rock.
And it shows you like, Solo was like, hey, Roman failed us. I had to go get a better crew to make it seem a better family to figure out like this bloodline thing to keep going on. If you're thinking about it from that standpoint of view, because Roman is not here. Roman has given, he's lost and he's giving up his reins on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like this type of thought from Pop Dredger Finisher say, and I see it that they can have the bloodline have clans within the bloodline. I think that'd be cool. I think that like I would love for them to do like the full on bloodline civil war in war games. I feel like that would be like the big hook that everybody would want to watch war games for a bloodline civil war with the people in play that I did. But that would parlay into Roman versus Solo and the Gorillas of Destiny versus Usos at WrestleMania.
It's long-term stories.
Long gamer. Rock is busy, so Roman, you got to wait another year for your Rock match. Yeah, and that's another one that is going to be in play next month. Big Man Dog's mentioning, and then they can add Hikuleo to the new blood side, so that Camacho doesn't have to wrestle. He's talking about Tongaloa. Tongaloa is not the best singles wrestler, to say the least.
Oh.
That's the nicest way I can put it.
I mean, say what you want to say, friend. That's all.
He's not good. He's not good. He's not good. Let's move on to Monday Night Raw. Raw this week. They had the show feature the official start of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, and Gunther versus Sheamus 3. Yet another banger in this excellent rivalry, with Gunther submitting Sheamus with a half crab after a great matchup. You also had Jey Uso, who replaced Drew McIntyre with his injured elbow to beat Finn Balor. And then you also had Ilya Dragunov making his official main roster debut as a member of the Raw roster in a tremendous bout against Ricochet for Gunther, Jey, and Dragunov to all advance in the King of the Ring tournament. A hell of a start to the King of the Ring side on the Raw side of things. You
Yes.
also had Io Sky beat Natalia in a really good match.
Mhm.
You also had Zoe Stark. She picked up the victory, defeating Ivy Nile in the first round of the tournament, while Lyra Valkyria made her official main roster debut as a member of Raw by defeating Dakota Kai, who replaced Asuka in the Queen of the Ring tournament for Io, Zoe, and Lyra to all advance. Speaking of which, Drew McIntyre, like I said before, he got pulled from the tournament. He tried to interfere in the Uso versus Balor matchup before angrily leaving the building, only for his arch nemesis, CM Punk, to arrive right after. This led to Punk cutting a promo documenting everything he's been through with Drew and wanting to fight him right now on the ice. Gordie Howe was on. It was not a good promo, in my opinion. Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable went to a no contest after interference from Sami Zayn. Reed laid out both men afterwards to stand tall. However, Zayn announced he will defend the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat against Gable and Reed at King and Queen of the Ring. Becky Lynch also announced her matchup for King and Queen of the Ring. She will face Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship after Liv interrupted her sit-down interview and berated Becky about overlooking her. Damage Control came out to interrupt. They were trying to jump both ladies, but Liv bailed on Becky and left her solo.
Really good. Yeah, that was really actually smart and good.
Lyra Valkyria made the save, though, to stand tall with her Irish sister here. What did you think about Raw this week? I thought it was the best episode of Raw since WrestleMania.
Yes, I have to agree with you. I mean, between the Gunther and Sheamus match, the Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov, that you could have let them go longer. They could have kept going. So good. But yes, solid episode of Raw. I think they care more about the Raw side than the SmackDown side of the King and Queen of the Ring. That's just me. But a solid episode. Love the fact that they made Drew McIntyre pull up in his nice car and then, speak to the general manager to leave and to have CM Punk just show up in his nice car and then go outside and go inside and cut a promo. Great stuff. Great episode.
I just didn't like the promo. I thought like he set it up where the fans were just waiting for Drew to come out, and then they weren't reacting to his actual promo.
But it's like a promo we've heard from him before, though, because I think that's just what it's being now the same copy and paste, just a different city.
Yeah, like me and Jimmy were talking about it on a ramble that like Punk on his own has been kind of hit or miss. Punk needs someone out there with him to play off of. Yeah.
He does. And if he's not alone, like he can speak and do things together. Like the week before when they were like face to face when he was when Drew was in the bleachers and he was in the ring. That was good. But then you have him when he's alone. It's kind of like mediocre. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. You're good.
Yeah,
you're good. We got Safet in the chat says Ilya versus Ricochet and Gunther versus Sheamus was great. Yes, both are going to be on my matches of the week.
Same.
I
think I tweeted that. I think I messaged you guys on Monday saying, "Yo, that match right, banger."
Yeah,
banger.
Annika says, still can't believe Gunther versus Sheamus was first round. That's probably why they're doing Jade versus Nia so soon. We got Power Driver Finisher says, Gunther is the best. I agree. We also got Bell who says, Rock and Roman ain't even technically related just through Blood Oath. Yeah, exactly. None of these niggas are related.
The Oli Oath. We're not calling it the Oli Oath.
The Oli Oath. The Oli Oath.
The Oli Oath. That's it. When you if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch our episode of Dark Side of the Ring. You'll understand or you'll see.
Facts, Big Man Dogs. That was a dark show, a dark match promo. That was like what the type of promo you're only supposed to give to the fans after the show, not during the goddamn show. ESPN reports that Rita, season in Saudi Arabia, has signed a strategic agreement with the U.S.
Saudi blood money news.
This will extend their agreement and partnership with the UFC. In that story, it is noted that Saudi Arabia is also announcing a change to its deal with WWE soon, and that the country wants either the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
Nah,
Turkey
son.
Alaski, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, said that an enhancement of the
Nigga, you
deal with
get backlash. How about that?
WWE will be announced later this month. He added, "We will do big things with UFC and TKO." Endeavor president Mark Shapiro has weighed in on WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia and reports of the company potentially doing more shows there. It was a report about the enhancement. What Shapiro said on the company's relationship with Saudi Arabia. He says, "Let's remember we have a strong, healthy relationship with the kingdom through WWE and doing 2 annual events a year. I'll remind folks that those deals were primarily highly tied to Vince McMahon. There was a lot of speculation with Vince being gone. Would that impact the relationship in a negative way? Would they be looking to get out of it? I would say that Nick Khan in particular has developed, sustained, cultivated, and nurtured a very strong relationship in a handoff from Vince. They have a lot of trust and faith in each other, and we've been delivering on those events, on possibly doing more shows in the country." He says potentially we could look to do more events, but nothing is planned beyond those 2 events at this time. We will continue to look at festivalizing those WWE events more than we already do.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you
Meaning,
think? Do you think that WWE would bring WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble to Saudi Arabia?
no.
I think the Royal Rumble.
Okay, maybe the Royal Rumble. I would even like do SummerSlam there, but whatever.
Yeah,
But
SummerSlam is what I initially thought as well.
Out of the big 4, I would pick SummerSlam as the one to do the show out of, because they get more attendance from the other ones. Royal Rumble and WrestleMania are like their biggest ones. WrestleMania is not. No, I see them maybe going maybe like France or Paris. If you want to do like something international, somewhere with a bigger like.
They're gonna do London for the first international WrestleMania. I think they will do London and they'll do Wembley Stadium.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that was my next one that I was gonna repeat. That I was gonna say, but yeah, they're gonna do something a little bit bigger, more grander, where it's more accessible for people to go to, because a lot of people cannot go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to go.
You took the word out of or desired. Me personally, that's the trip I'm not even gonna go on. No, thanks. I'm okay. Maybe Dubai, but there's too many rules. That's the problem. It's too many restrictions. That's the problem where you will not get you're not going to get your money's worth.
Exactly.
So you can do a SummerSlam show there. You want to give them one of the big 4? Give them SummerSlam. It's still warm outside. It's still hot over there, so people are flying, from.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. Like Stephen Chambers is right. WWE and TKO will do more shows in Saudi. Hey, money talks. They will make more money if they incentivize that deal, and they're making like $25 million on a show. That's more than they would get, even if they sold out a WrestleMania or Royal Rumble in say Philadelphia or Florida.
Yeah.
They would get more. 25 million guaranteed. Doesn't matter how many people is there. 25 million guaranteed for just doing the show there.
Okay, fine. Well, let me just shut up then, because they don't give a shit.
I'm not trying to shut you up. I'm
talking about them. Like, because money. If you told me you was gonna give me 25 million, shit, I'll fly over there my damn self.
She's like, all right, let me put my turban on.
I'll cover my tattoos up. I'll be hot as fucking hell, but I'm gonna go. Whatever.
25 mil, yo. That
25
deal is crazy.
It's a nice down payment to happiness. Nice down payment. So.
Yep. We got our producer in the background said Krssi flip flop like in 10 seconds flat.
25 million, like that's listen.
She said, wait, 25 mil?
And like you said, they'll make that more than they will make in the profits alone before even the people buy tickets. Like if you can guarantee, they're guaranteeing you 25 million on top. Then they'll probably get on. They're not even talking about tickets and stuff. We're
Or
giving
merchandise.
we're giving you 25 just to have the show here. That's the whole year's expense.
Yep.
That's the roster's like expense. Like that's like money like down the line. We can get better.
That's Becky's new deal, Seth's new deal, Finn's new deal, Drew's
Kevin
new
Owens'
deal.
new deal. Yeah, like we got everyone's new deal going. That's it right there. We could have maybe a better set because the set from Philadelphia was just lights and a big XL.
Yeah,
that's the money right there.
So
you would flip flop too, Johnny. Stop it.
That's a nice thought. We got Stephen Chambers says if find a bigger venue in France, despite how crowd did at Backlash Mania in France. No, I think that they can enhance their B pay-per-views by running France. If they run in Mania in France, I don't think it would have the same effect.
Maybe if you go to London, London is different because you get more people to go to Wembley and you get more attendance probably.
Yeah, because that's more of a tourist spot. That's more central to people in Europe.
Someone said the Tokyo Dome. I don't even think they would do the Tokyo Dome, to be honest.
No, they wouldn't do a WrestleMania there. I know. I would think they would do like maybe a B pay-per-view if they did anything in Japan.
Backlash.
yeah, exactly. PW
Backlash
Insider.
and SummerSlam is the only ones that can get it. Even freaking Survivor Series. Those are the ones that really don't like make that the most money like the other ones do. So you can get one of those shows. Have War Games in Tokyo. Great.
Why not?
That sounds amazing, actually.
PW Insider reports that WWE had several cities picked out already for a potential WrestleMania location prior to Endeavor buying the company and merging it with UFC. WWE has announced last weekend that WrestleMania 41 will take place in Las Vegas on April 19th and 20th. When John Sarper was EVP of special events for WWE, they were looking at New Orleans, Las Vegas, and Orlando as possible locations for future WrestleMania events. Sapiro left the company last year and now works for Full Sail in Florida. At one point, Minneapolis made a major bid to get WrestleMania, which was said to be extremely likely before Endeavor acquired the company. At that point, Endeavor wanted Las Vegas as they wanted it as it was a better market, especially due to the relationship with UFC. Orlando and New Orleans
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
the relationship of UFC because all that stuff is in boxing. UFC is in Vegas. That's Vegas town. I didn't put two and two together. Wow, that makes so much sense.
Orlando and New Orleans are said to not be a guaranteed locks for future events. TKO will consider WrestleMania locations based on how much money they can get from rights fees and governments bidding on the event. So, for example, if London does want WrestleMania and can provide the money, Nick Khan will likely consider it. In other show news, the BCC reports that the fans in the UK are not happy with the high cost of tickets for WWE Clash at the Castle next month. The event takes place at the OVO Hydro in Glasgow on June 15th. OVO, I wouldn't run the show there. Tickets range from $375 American to over $2,502 American.
That's crazy.
Several fans spoke with BCC Scotland and said they feel the prices will force them to miss the event. However, WWE stated that some tickets had been on sale for lower prices over 2 nights at the venue. Hundreds of tickets are still on sale for a venue with a capacity of 14,300. WWE is trying to rape those European crowds. Like that's the catch. That's the caveat of them running shows in Europe is that they are gonna rob y'all blind.
It's not even worth the 300 for.
Hey, in fact, WrestleMania's on 420. I can't wait.
Me too.
Can't wait.
Yes.
I might actually apply for media. Who knows?
No, don't might. You should, bro. You deserve to be in those. I keep telling.
Hey, I'll ask some real questions. Like, why you ain't booking the way I want you to book? Nah.
Sir, can you escort this man outside, please? Thank you. Thank you.
I would be like, I'm fuck you, Triple. Fightful Select has some additional backstage notes from this week's Monday Night Raw, which kicked off the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. It's reported by Fightful that the participants for at least one of the matches scheduled for Raw last night or on Monday night were moved off of the show and were said to have found out that day. With regards to why WWE didn't move some of the matches to next week's show or a different show, it said that there wasn't enough time between now and the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event to make that happen. 4 of the 8 planned opening round matches for both tournaments were reportedly adjusted or moved to another night. Drew McIntyre also had to withdraw from his matchup due to not being medically cleared. Additionally, the report notes that several other main roster call-ups from NXT for the WWE draft were brought to Raw on Monday. However, they were not used on TV. As also noted, Dakota Kai announced during Raw that Asuka is injured and had to bow out of the tournament. With Kai
got injured. What the fuck is happening?
With Kai serving as her replacement. Fightful reports
they didn't want Asuka to lose to Lyra. Okay, got it.
No. Fightful reports that Asuka is legitimately injured. Also, Asuka was reportedly in attendance for Monday's show, but she didn't appear on air. But she's been dealing with the injury for the past couple of weeks. As Nia Jax noted on social media, she said that that Asuka deserved a lot of credit for fighting through and working with an injury.
Oh, so she's been having this injury. So she's been like, Seth, you've been working through this thing for like the longest now. Okay, makes sense that the match in France was mostly worked by Kyrie. Got it.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Fightful Select also reports that BFAB has been training some MMA with Bobby Lashley. She previously trained at the Fight Ready complex in 2018 and 19. So that was a little added extra note there. Mm-hmm. But yes, let's move on to NXT to finish up WWE for this week. NXT, the show featured Roxanne Perez beating Chelsea Green to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Meanwhile, you had Trick Williams appeared on the Supernova sessions as he was confronted by Lash Legend.
God, I'm sorry.
He was confronted by Lash Legend, who revealed the document she had for Williams was a photo of the finish from his last matchup with Noam Dar a few months back, where Noam had his foot underneath the ropes for the pin. This led to Trick basically trying to pressure Lash into telling Metaphor that Trick Williams is clapping those cheeks, but Noam Dar hit him with a Judas effect. Meanwhile, you had Michin. She picked up a singles win over Ariana Grace to get herself in contention for the NXT Women's North American Championship. You also had Wesley. He picked up a victory over Josh Briggs in his return to the NXT brand. Post-match, Briggs and Ivar started brawling on the outside, which led to Wesley with a little flip dive to stand tall while Obafemi was watching on. Stacks cost No Quarter Catch crew their matchup with Tyreek and Tyson. The D'Angelo family beat up and kidnapped Damon Kemp and Miles Bourne of the NQCC to end the show. The show was all over the place. I haven't been feeling NXT the last 2 weeks, I will be honest.
It's been hot garbage.
I was like post draft. I don't know if this show. I don't know if the show has the workers it used to be a good show again. But we'll see. Wesley is back, so that was good.
Wesley is back, sure. Why are we having Lash Legend and Trick do this?
Because they're black. I think that's the whole thought. I think that's all the thought that went into it. I was like, they're black, they're together in real life. Yeah, let's do that. We got Steven Chambers who said SP3 gonna get a pedigree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Myron Kidd said they're just stalling and getting Trick some title wins until the match with Obafemi. I don't think that's coming until like a couple of months down the line. We also got Bell, who says it's interesting that Trick and Lash's relationship is on TV all of a sudden, and happy to see Wesley back. Well, Power Driver Finisher said he loved the Trick Williams and Lash stuff. You didn't like it, Krssi?
I thought, okay, so it was funny. Especially like the other girl was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you talking? Like, she was like as Lash, she was like when he said you call me Trick Willy Wonka, some stupidness like that or whatever. But it's not really like y'all could have done this without involving their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just don't like it because it's not a main event storyline.
it's not. It's because it's not necessary. That's why. Like, he's just won this belt. Like, it hasn't even been a whole solid month yet, I feel like. And it's just like let him like get some title wins on his back first before you start involving his lady. It's not necessary. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. But we had big news this week as a WWE Hall of Famer had his contract expire this week. Jerry the King Lawler was removed from the roster page for WWE.com on their website. Lawler's broadcasting deal with WWE was allowed to expire earlier this year, and Lawler has confirmed that his career with the company is probably ended. PW Insider initially reported that he was removed from the Superstar page and was still under a Legends contract. They then reported that he is no longer with WWE as the company elected not to offer him a new contract. The company quietly let his broadcasting contract expire, which it did at the start of 2024, but he is still under his Legends deal, according to a WWE source. The news only just started to circulate as Lawler has been mostly out of the public. He has been recovering from a stroke he had in February 2023. PW Insider noted that when they contacted people to confirm Lawler was no longer with the company, they were met with surprise from some. One source noted that under the previous regime, Lawler would have been taken care of and signed in some way, but this is a new era. The source added, the old company is dead. People can say they hate Vince and Kevin all they want. They'd be right to do so, but certain people would have been taken care of. Lawler would have been one, but this isn't the old WWE. Howard Finkel, God bless him, wouldn't have had a job for life here anymore either. Lawler is free to sign elsewhere as if he wanted, but it's unknown if that's even something he'd be considering at this point. During a recent interview with PW Insider, Lawler talked about the end of his WWE run. He said, one other thing that a lot of people wonder about, my career has probably ended with the WWE, and that's just one of those things that goes with my getting over with all the stuff that happened with the stroke. And it was my just sitting behind a desk and doing commentating on a match again was going to be extremely difficult. Fightful Select reports that Lawler has gone over a year without wrestling for the first time since suffering the stroke. The site notes that according to AEW sources, Lawler's name has not been one brought up for a potential arrival in the company, as he is still under a Legends deal. And it notes that he doesn't even watch much wrestling anymore, and he
doesn't need to do this. Like, let him be. Like, I understand it. Like, he had look at poor JR.
Yeah.
JR struggles, and we love us some good old JR. But JR, like, it's time for the legends to now enjoy life and enjoy these later years. You can watch it on your own accord. We don't need Jerry the King getting no goddamn ring.
I mean, Jerry the King Lawler, though, he's got his schedule free for the real best job of his entire life. He's been a pro wrestler. He's been a promoter. He's been a commentator. He can have the best job of his entire life.
Which is?
A consultant for Aubrey Graham. How to be a public figure and a PDF file at the same time. He can learn. He can learn from Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler is the perfect person. How to get away with liking young girls your whole life. Anyway, during a recent UFC on ESPN,
I cannot. Oh my fucking God. Wow.
56 press conference, Derek Lewis revealed that he has had talks with WWE about appearing for them. When asked about UFC and WWE merging into TKO, he says, we, WWE and Lewis, are actually in talks right now. We've been talking for a few months. I was supposed to go down there in February to check everything out. He also joked that he might use Rikishi's stink face. He said it'll have to be something like Rikishi. You might see it. I like taking down my shorts. You might see something like
Wait,
that.
what?
Wow. He
Sir,
likes taking down
no.
his shorts.
Right. What? No. No. We're not gonna. No, we're not. No. Please. Oh God. What is wrong with these people? You see your skin color, friend?
And that's a good point by Big Man Dogs. He says, aren't these metaphor guys jobbers? I don't watch NXT, but I'm trying. Yeah, he literally is defining it down. They've been very much mid-card their entire run.
You know what the four of them look like? They look like the avatars of Just Dance.
I'm done.
Put the clip back of them on the thing and you'll see it in the background. What? Okay,
it's
no.
already gone. It's already gone.
Okay.
But AEW Dynamite this week, they did 711,000 viewers. We had the show featured Kenny Omega announcing that the Elite will compete in Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing. Omega revealed that FTR would be the first members of Team AEW against the Elite, with the other two members to be revealed later in the night. Later in the night, we get the Elite coming down to the ring to close the show and accept the challenge before FTR revealed the returning Eddie Kingston and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, as their partners for Anarchy in the Arena. This led to a huge brawl to end the show between both teams. You also had Adam Copeland defeat Brody King in a great no disqualification main event with Adam Copeland retaining the TNT championship. Post-match, King attacked Copeland until Kyle O'Reilly made the save. This led to O'Reilly making the challenge for Copeland for the TNT title for tonight's AEW Collision in his hometown of Vancouver. You sneaky bastard. Swerve Strickland came prepared for Christian Cage and the Patriarchy by bringing the Mogul Embassy around, but he wasn't prepared for the Young Bucks, who convinced Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony to turn on Swerve in a brutal beatdown where they slammed the AEW World Champion through the announce table to end the beatdown. You also had Switchblade Jay White looking like $1 million with his gold bat and 3 belts as he defeated Rocky Romero in a pretty good bout. Post-match, Pac made the save for Rocky as he started a feud with Jay White in the pre-match comments. And he also had Orange Cassidy beat Trent Beretta in a good opener. Post-match, they ruined the good opener by having Trent attack Orange Cassidy, power driving him on steel steps, slingshotting him into the ring frame, before OC just somehow got up on his feet and they ended the fucking segment as at a standoff, at a pull-apart brawl. This shit got me so angry, and it gets me angry every time I think about it. How did they ruin that good match, Krssi? I think you're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
Watching the Hulu dance is the good part.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, make it make sense though.
Yeah,
like why do these things when it just they it's both sides, both WWE and AEW. They just don't know how to when it's right is right, and you just want to just crumble up the paper and just throw it on the ground.
Apparently, Orange Cassidy is impervious to power drivers. It seems he can take power drivers on steel steps. He took 3 power drivers in the ring and then 1 on steel steps, and then somehow got to his feet. Just stood up with a steel chair.
Yeah.
Stood up on his feet, and he's like a standoff. I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding. I'm yelling at my TV at that point. I was like, you gotta be what? Why did they just do that? I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. It was one of, and it could have been much better because it took away from the match that they had per se, kind of, because the match was good.
Yeah,
But
it was
that
really good. I like the fact that neither one went for pins the entire matchup, and the one pin that they did go for, that was the end of the match. And I like them calling back to the exposed turnbuckle, how they lost in the tag team title tournament. There was really good stuff in the matchup, and then they ruined it with the post match. All right.
Can we get more of Don Callis on commentary though?
I like Don Callis on commentary for sure. What did you think about the Bryan Danielson's return alongside Eddie Kingston and FTR for Team AEW versus the Elite in Anarchy in the Arena?
As you pointed, because people didn't understand it, your hate for one person is more than the hate that you hate for a person, a group of people, individuals together. I know I can't stand your guts and you can't stand my guts, but we really don't like these niggas. We really hate, technically we hate them. So I'm willing to put my hate aside for like 40 minutes for this day so we can kill these people. So not kill them, but you know what I mean. Like
we got to kill these niggas. We don't kill these niggas. It's Anarchy in the Arena. Right. Eddie Kingston, the last time he was in this matchup, he almost set Bryan Danielson on fire. And right. Bryan Danielson was on his team. This man is crazy. I can't wait for Anarchy in the Arena. Yo, his energy when he came out, oh my God. That was like every hood nigga. when someone went like yo, that was like the video of the guy that got caught that raped the girl with the belt. Oh my God, that was so that was like some of the most horrifying video I have ever seen, that security footage. But then to see all the they did not care the police officer was in front of him. They tried to pull him through police officers. Yo, that's Eddie Kingston. That's Eddie Kingston's mentality.
It's really hatred for something when they see it was at least 4 or 5 cops that was with that guy. And all of these people got around at least 3 of them and had almost caught this guy.
Yeah.
They almost had can you imagine if they got their hands on him though?
They would have. One of them would have stabbed him and then ran, and then the cops would have known. Cops would have.
They would have got juked like the girl on BMF. Yup, they would have juked them.
Let's jig him like Henry, Henry out here, Henrietta out here. Ah, damn. I just realized it took me watching recaps of the episode that the blonde chick was the same blonde chick that was in the car company with Terry and Charles in season 2.
Huh?
That was Denise. That was the chick who got arrested because she had the drugs in the car with the car service company in season 2. It took me a minute because I was like, "Who is this? Who did Terry call to get this done?" And then I watched the recap, and they was like, "That's Denise. That's the girl that got arrested who was part of the car service with Charles and T."
I didn't know. Wow, I didn't even because I was like, okay, so they got somebody to do their dirty work, but I did not know who that was.
Yep.
And Denise was a regular person. She wasn't about this life.
She was a white girl, but she kept it real. She didn't snitch on Terry and them when she got caught.
And they said it was gonna take care of her.
Yeah. Apparently, she's still a soldier.
She's still a rider. She's still a rider. Yep.
Still a soldier. But talking about some news from AEW Dynamite, like we talked about, Kenny Omega had the important announcement of Anarchy in the Arena, but he had an even more important announcement on his Twitch stream last night. Omega gave an update on his health, noting that he is undergoing surgery soon. Omega spoke on his Twitch stream about how he's doing as he recovers from diverticulitis, noting that he will undergo surgery very, very soon. On his health, he said, "I did have to go back to the hospital. The good news is that I was able to get some pre-op stuff done. It's a double-edged sword. It's good news and bad news. The good news is I have a wonderful doctor, and he is someone who is the top of this field. He is very hard to get appointments and surgeries with. However, he's done me a solid. I will actually be getting surgery very, very, very soon. Unfortunately for me, it means I have to leave town again. However, again, this guy is the top in his field. Even though it's a major surgery, I do feel the most comfortable with this individual. So even though there are are always worries going into a major surgery. If there is one person I feel confident with, it's this dude. Bad news is it's like an end of an era, because sadly this may be my final stream for a while. I'd like to say that I can get it done and appear in front of a computer, but it probably won't work that way. When I feel good and can travel up a flight of stairs or whatever, I love to hop in front of a monitor and maybe hang out and chat. That's coming up right away. A couple of days. I'm looking forward to it. A little bit of nerves, but to have such a capable doctor that I was able to have take care of this as quickly as he is, I do feel fortunate, and that luck was on my side a little bit. There is good and bad. I'm feeling good about it, and I'm optimistic on dealing with the potential that he may not return. He says there was a moment when I was dealing with this stuff where I wasn't sure if I could come back. I was actually not leaning towards, but heavily considering the possibility that I may not ever return. Had I need to announce my retirement, I felt I was in a place where I could have done with a smile on my face, because I feel I've had a wonderful career. I've had fun doing this, and I've met a lot of great people, and I've been able to do things I never thought I would be able to do.
That's sad, Kenny. I hope, like, so is he going to be a part of the Anarchy in the arena? No. So he just made the match. And no, 4 guys that, okay, got it. So he just did that because he's in the hospital. So he's just doing that part. Okay, I see okay. Because I was like, so he's made the match, but I was like, but he's not in the match? Like, what? But it's because they still got to make sure that he's okay.
Yeah.
He's not clear.
He can't be in a match. What are we talking about? But yeah, I'm praying for speedy recovery for Kenny Omega, that the surgery goes well. But yeah, I think that they should add a stipulation to Anarchy in their arena, because there's too much confusion, like an episode like Dynamite this week, where you had matches being made by Tony Khan. You had this match being made by Kenny Omega. You got a whole bunch of matches and stuff being controlled by the Young Bucks. There's too many authority figures.
Yeah.
I would like for Anarchy in the arena to be, if the Elite wins, they get to run Dynamite at least.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think
that sounds fair? But yeah, but it is a thing where it's like it's too many people and too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. We only need one. We only need the bear.
Which, by the way, comes back in June.
Oh, June? Oh, we lit.
June 13th. June 13th, friend.
June 7th, Power, and then June 13th, the bear.
So, and then June is a powerful month. Then we have the House of Dragons as well. June is lit. Sorry.
And like I just finished, X-Men 97 about to finish this week, and I was like, I don't have to do any more reviews.
I just got to watch the last episode. I got.
Oh, you caught up? Show of the year so far.
That picture that you sent with Jean Grey and did you put that in the group chat? And he was 2 of them, and he was like, he don't know which one to pick.
Oh, that was Ness. Yeah.
Good. That was a good one. I must have laughed so hard for that one.
Yes, and yeah, The Boys is coming back. Our producer,
The Boys is coming back.
Mentioned. I still have to binge watch that. I still got. I watched like the first episode and never watched it again. I still have
House
to
of Dragon?
go back there. No, The Boys.
Oh, The Boys.
I know. I don't watch House of Dragon. I don't watch Game of Thrones or whatever that stuff. Yeah, I don't watch that.
Okay, fine, friend. But you should definitely watch The Boys. The Boys is a really good. You would love that show.
Yeah. That's what everybody tells me. Like Jimmy, I actually watched the first episode with Jimmy, but like he started continuing watching it for his channel, and I never got back with him. So,
okay,
yeah,
got it. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
don't want it to be like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, I watched like first 2 episodes and never rewatched it.
Then they're doing P Valley, but it's like it's like something in the Delta, some stupidness, and not even the paint. Like it's dumb. We lit for the summer.
I still gotta catch up on Shy too, man. Like I'm so behind on all these shows, but I've been so in tune with X-Men 97. I watched that at least twice. I watch each episode twice before we do the review. So. But now I gotta freaking get ready for June because I gotta review The Power Ghost 2, book 2 Ghost, and I gotta review The Bear.
Yeah, we gotta do all of those reviews, man.
Me and you, we gotta do a video on the first 2 seasons of The Bear before we review season 3. So
okay, let's do it.
We'll get on that. We got oh my god, and then in July we got Cobra Kai. Oh, I'm lit for the summer. I'm good for the summer, y'all.
But that's what I was just telling my husband. I was like, some of the shows are now starting to like die down. Like you need stuff for the summer.
Yeah.
To get you to the fall.
It's true, man. They just holding me over so then it can get to June and I can see Wolverine and Deadpool. That's the movie I'm looking forward to the most. That's the next time I'll probably go to movies.
Wait, what did Belle say? Belle said, hopefully Krssi knows what I mean. What did you say? Hold on. Let me see what you said. Hold on. The only part of June is not lit is... Okay, see, Belle. Okay, see. Sorry, I got to give you... This is 2 seconds. It won't take very long. Okay, so...
To answer this question real quick from Power Driver Finisher, of course, it's the original Power in Book 2 because it's the same theme song.
Right, exactly. I don't think they'll cancel it. I think it will come back after this season, I feel like.
I think that it's coming back under a new name. And it's basically going to be Tariq. The main characters are going to be Tariq, Brayden, and Diana as the new Ghost, Tommy, and Tasha.
I was about to say the new AKA. Okay. Ah, so fuck Effie. Got it. Okay.
And I hope she dies. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're a fan of Effie. She needs to die. How many times is Tariq gonna let her stab him in the back? I'm done with her. I'm over. No, that last scene of season 3. Oh no, I got fury inside of me for Effie. The hell? You came up with the whole idea to go after the chick's daughter and then gonna snitch on Tariq.
Very true. You're right. Your points are valid, and we hear it.
I know. I yelled.
But okay, now Belle, really quickly. Okay, yes, it is a drag, and it's going to give you very much Potomac vibes because the group is very divided. However, we have to give it another chance to see how it will get us down towards the ending. But it's looking very Potomac-ish per se for this season of Jersey. Yes, and that's all I have to say. We're talking about the Housewives.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you're talking about Jersey Shore? Because I've been watching YouTube clips, but I'm gonna rewatch this season because all the YouTube clips I've seen of the awkward meeting of Ronnie and Sam after a decade. Yes. Oh my god, it's some of the best awkward meeting of.
He didn't even hug her. He didn't even really like acknowledge her.
Dude, no, it's the he gave the big hug to Snooki. Oh hey Snooki, gives a big hug to Jen. Oh hey Jen,
and. He even hugged an arch nemesis of what's the other one name?
He hugged Angelina,
right. He hugs Angelina with no problem, but Sam? So
but it's not like Sam was getting up to hug him either. So like
I mean he was giving the same energy.
Yeah, I respect Ronnie for that. I respect Ronnie for giving her the same energy. Ronnie was wrong in their relationship. He was the bad one. But like that whole situation, yeah, it's up to both of y'all to make that not awkward for everybody else, and they did not do that at all.
Man, it's the toxicity of it all. It's just toxic. Like, and I'm here for it. It's just like you sign up for these reality shows, right? Don't get me wrong. You're on a contract. You have to film with these people, but you don't like they're in the room, but they don't acknowledge each other. So it's like, how do we continue as a group? Like, and I know it puts everyone in an awkward situation at the fucking table. Because everyone in there is like, want to be they're friends with everybody in there, but you two niggas have the issue. And you guys were just bad as a couple. And that's fine.
That's it. And y'all just kept getting back together every season.
Yeah, and every season, y'all just kept, no one told y'all to do that.
Y'all would get back together in the season, break up during the freaking off season. It's like
break up during the taping of the season and be off during the season. Oh, we got back together. What? Do y'all not know how toxic you guys are? Like
y'all are the most toxic couple in reality TV shows.
In reality TV, yep.
In reality TV show history.
Yep.
We got in the chat Emmanuel who says, if I'm Tariq, everyone but Braden is gone. Emmanuel, if you haven't watched the trailer for this season of Power Book 2 Ghost, there's a reason why I said Diana is going to be alive.
Yes, I saw it. Yeah.
There's a reason. Big Bill.
And we all know. See, Effie is well, not she's not really Angela, but she's kind of like the Angela.
No, what's her name? What's her name was Angela?
The other girl. Oh, fuck.
Lauren
was Angela. Yes,
Lauren
yes.
was Angela.
That was the love of his life. You are absolutely right. My bad. Effie and Diana could kick rocks. If Lauren came back, he was like, "Fuck you, hoes."
Oh yeah, Diana is a sneaky one too, because this is now twice she screwed over Tariq as well,
That's
and
almost
got his mom killed.
That again, you give the same energy you give Effie to Diana. Sorry,
but I'm sorry, Effie. It's just been way too many times. We're going back to Power. We're going to Power Book 1, Season 6,
bro,
to date back of how many times Effie has screwed this man over.
Okay,
just saying. Gonna keep it real. Big Bill recently started working with Chris Jericho while Ricky Starks hasn't been on television since they lost the AEW World Tag Team titles. Fightful Select reports that the team is unlikely to continue as there are no plans in AEW to put the two back together. There are no real plans to continue the team by the time they lost the AEW World Tag Team titles. Both were
to WWE.
Wouldn't be surprised. Both were ready.
His bestie is there because he be at the shows.
Yeah, both men were ready at the time to move on to different things. There is said to be no issues between Big Bill and Starks. It was just believed the team had run its course. PW Insider reports that Starks was in Jacksonville last week to get examined by AEW's medical team. He clarified in a Twitter post. He said, "Yeah, because everyone had to do their annual physical to ease anyone's mind. I'm not injured. Never was. Pick another narrative, please."
Wow. Okay.
Just shut it down. Shut it down. Speaking of people who have been out, but for a different reason, as previously reported in March, Sammy Guevara was suspended from AEW following an incident in which concussion protocol was not followed during a matchup with Jeff Hardy. Hardy suffered a broken nose during their match on Rampage after a knee to the head. The match continued with Guevara hitting his finish, which was not supposed to happen. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that Guevara is no longer suspended from All Elite Wrestling. However, there is currently no word on when he'll be back on AEW television. There have been things pitched for him, but nothing has happened as of yet. So this is going to lead to Sammy Guevara joining the learning tree, isn't it? That's where we're going, right? That's where we're going.
They don't have nothing else to do for him. That's just it. And don't get me wrong, as much as Chris Jericho is a scumbag, this learn tree gimmick is actually pretty fucking funny.
It's working.
He
did it in record time.
He must have known or felt something was like. He must have known like this is what was happening, and for the fact that it has worked in this little time, it's mind-boggling to me.
I give him all the credit in the world. It's been a masterful job. He's
changed his outfit and appearance. Like it works. It's so stupid, but it's good. And I hate that I like it.
Hey, I've been trying. Me and Jimmy, we've been on this train for like 3 weeks now. We was like, did he do it again? We were like,
he tricked us. He tricked us. I promise you.
I was like, he was stale as fucking WWE like a decade ago, and then he creates a list, and he revives himself for a little bit, and we're going through the same process all over again. And I agree with Emmanuel. That might be the move for Sammy. Send him to Japan. It did wonders for Jack.
Oh, that's true.
Send him to Japan. Send him to New Japan. He should have been in the Best of Super Juniors.
He should have, yeah. I'm sorry, Frantic. I didn't want to be. I promise you, I didn't. He does take up time, but I didn't want to be a fan of it. It's just when something is good, you got to give credit. And this learning tree garbage is just really, actually really good.
Exactly. Y'all have to realize that y'all are if you're not on the train for the learning tree, it doesn't mean that Chris Jericho is not doing something good. It just means that you are just extremely against Chris Jericho to the point that you are denying the fact he is entertaining right now. But let's finish up the converse with Ring of Honor. We had the show featured this week. ROH TV on Honor Club had Spanish Announce Project defeat Cole Carter and Griff Garrison in the main event. Meanwhile, you had Diamante, Mercedes Martinez, and Taya Valkyrie beat Abaddon, Lady Frost, and Layla Hirsch. You also had Billy Starks picked up the win against Dream Girl Ellie in a proving ground matchup. Yeah, if you missed it, you missed it, because there wasn't much to this one either. I said that last week, and I will say it every week, that ROH just gives us these non-anything happen episodes.
For what, 40 minutes?
40,
An
yeah,
hour?
I think it was 50 minutes this week.
What are you gonna do?
But let's take the trip over to Japan as the United Japan Pro Wrestling All Together Again event was on Monday. You had superstars from New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT, Dragon Gate, all come together for this huge event. And it's the first of a couple of events like this. The main event saw all the young stars across Japan have a standout trios matchup, as you had Kaito Kiyomiya, Shota Umino, and Yuki Eno get the win over Konosuke Takeshita, Shun Skywalker, and Yuya Uemura. Post-match, though, it was the Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd, who attacked Kaito Kiyomiya, power driving him and stealing his GAC heavyweight champion. So a NJPW star steals the title from Pro Wrestling Noah, and that sets up Kidd versus Kiyomiya for the next All Together Again event. Meanwhile, Bullet Club War Dogs picked up a win alongside Jake Lee over Los Ingonables de Japón in trios action. You also had Kai and Tai Chi defeated Zack Sabre Jr. and Chris Brooks in a reunion of Dangerous Techers. You also had Natsupoi and Starlight Kid pick up a win over Queen's Quest, and Keno beat Kosei Fujita on the event as well. Moving over to New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of Super Juniors this morning, you had Teton once again pick up a huge victory in the main event over El Desperado. Great matchup between those two. Honestly, though, my match of the night for the show this morning was Kushida defeating Hiromu Takahashi in an excellent technical wrestling clinic. You also had Kevin Knight pick up a huge victory and an upset over TJP. And finally, you had Blake Christian beat Bullet Club War Dogs Clark Connors in a pretty good bout as well. Love the Shawn Michaels expired gear by Blake Christian as well. In New Japan news, as previously reported, David Finlay was forced to withdraw from the New Japan Cup earlier this year due to what was said to be an illness. He had to be hospitalized at that time. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that David Finlay missed the events due to swelling to his neck. The swelling was so bad that it compressed an artery, blocking blood flow to the brain.
Oh, that's
Finlay had issues with dizziness and spotty vision. He recently returned to action and defeated Nick Nemeth for the NJPW IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. But damn, yo, that sounds
that like your neck was so swollen, like, and it was a blocked artery. It said,
yeah, and that's from that fucking dog pound steel cage match. Dog pound, that dog pound steel cage match, they are never going to do that again in New Japan. Like, literally, you almost killed
this guy. Yeah.
Alex Coughlin had to retire after the matchup.
What?
Most of the Bullet Club War Dogs were gone for months, for a month after that match. Freaking Hanare still hasn't come back.
It's time to get it out. Yeah,
he cut his head open and he hasn't been back since. Like, yo, that match was way too dangerous. You can't do it again. TNA Impact is the final show we missed this week. The show featured Speedball Mountain defeated ABC in a very good main event for Speedball Mike Bailey and Trent Seven to move on to next week to face each other to determine the number one contender for Mustafa Ali's X Division Championship at TNA against all odds next month. The Rascals beat Jake Something and Cody Deaner in a tornado tag. You also had the Systems Championship celebration that was interrupted by broken Matt Hardy. The System jumped Hardy until Ryan Nemeth made the save, looking for some revenge on the group following their attack on Nick Nemeth last week. And Santino Marella announced that there will be a huge 8-on-8 Champions versus All-Stars matchup.
Oh wow,
next
look
week
at this.
on TNA Impact. That shit looks like a superhero.
Yeah, like it looked like in the end games or something like that, or whatever. Like, you know, that's gonna be such craziness that's gonna be in this damn ring.
And even Jordan Grace had to retweet the poster and was like, I'm retweeting it so they make more graphics like this.
I like it though. Like it looks pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a really good one. All the champions of TNA versus the challengers coming up next week on Impact. But that brings us to a close on another week in wrestling. So that means that we got to give them our matches of the week. This is where we give you our favorite 3, 5, 10 matches, and we tell you that these are the matches of the week. Usually I have 10, but I'm not gonna go OD this week.
I'm about to say you're not gonna do 10 this week. You're doing 5.
We just did a podcast on Sunday, and I gave 10 then. So I'm not gonna give 10 back-to-back weeks. Can't do that.
That's true. That's true. Okay, fine.
I'll give 5. 5 just 5. I'm trying to put it all together because I watched that Best of Super Juniors show, and that messed up my 5.
Yeah, you're 5. Okay. You can do 7.
No, I'll do 5. I'll do from today's Best of Super Juniors show, Teton versus El Desperado, the main event. Really great matchup.
Okay.
Then number 4, Brody King versus Adam Copeland from Dynamite.
Yes. Absolutely.
Great matchup there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 from Best of Super Juniors earlier today, Kushida versus Hiromu Takahashi. That was the reason why I got up on only like 2 hours sleep to watch that matchup, and it delivered. It was great stuff. But number 2, got to go with Gunther versus Sheamus from Raw, because number 1 is the other match from Raw, Ilya Dragunov versus Ricochet. I will give that the edge over Gunther and Sheamus because Gunther and Sheamus have won match of the week before, so got to give it to them.
I like your picks, friend. Great choices. Surprised you didn't pick another one to like an honorable mention, but that's okay. For me, okay, number 5 is Randy and AJ from SmackDown yesterday. 4 is Nia and Naomi. 3 is Gunther and Sheamus. 2 is going to be Brody, Adam. 1 is Ricochet, Ilya.
And it seems like we got some agreements in the chat here. Annika saying her 5 is Natty versus Io, Piper versus Jade, Naomi versus Gunther. Don't do that to Nia. Naomi versus Nia Jax. Ilya Dragunov versus Ricochet.
Why she did that? I can't. Annika.
She probably did do it on purpose, but it's too funny. It's too funny.
I'm here for it though. I'm here. I like it. I'm here for it.
We got Power Driver Finisher says match of the week is Gunther. It's always Gunther.
We need to.
That's Gunther. She said I didn't mean to. That makes it funny. But we're gonna close off this week not with matches of the week because we got a big show tonight. Not AEW Collision and Rampage, but NJPW Resurgence. I said it yesterday on our preview with Sanal and J News. New Japan has been hitting home runs with their US shows. not so much with the Japan shows. So I look forward to tonight's show here. But you got pre-show, you got Strong Survivor is going to be Matt Vandergriff versus Adrian Quest. You also got on the pre-show, crazy that this is on the pre-show. Mustafa Ali versus Leo Rush.
Can we riot? This is ridiculous. These
That's
two,
insane.
you know what? They're probably gonna be like, we're in a pre-show. We're gonna fucking kill it.
We're gonna fucking kill this shit. So they regret putting us on the pre-show.
These two guys? Are you kidding me? Leo cut his hair off? Oh, it's over.
Yep, it's a wrap. But we will. Who do you think is gonna win this one? Why not?
Ooh, Mustafa.
Yeah, I think Ali gets the win here. Then you got it's gonna be Dirty Work, Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler
versus the Dirty Dom. I was like, wait, who?
No, Dirty Work. Versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew. West Coast Wrecking Crew was a part of Team Filthy with Tom Lawler.
Oh, ain't that the guy he used to be in WWE? He was on the Nexus.
Yes, Darren Young. He was
That's who that is.
And Primetime Players.
Yes, thank you. Okay, yep.
But who you got? Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew.
West Coast Wrecking Crew look like they're gonna win.
I am gonna go with Dirty Work. I'm going with Dirty Work here. Los Ingonables de Japón, represented by Tetsuya Naito and Yota Tsuji. They go up against David Finlay and Kenta of the Bullet Club. Who you got here? Who you got? LIJ Bullet Club.
LIJ.
I am going to go with LIJ.
No.
As well.
Yeah, LIJ,
I'm going to go with LIJ only because I think Tsuji will get a shot at a title coming out of the show.
Okay.
I think it's not listed here, but you got the Chaos. It's going to be Tomohiro Ishii, Rocky Romero, and the DKC versus the House of Torture, which is going to be Ren Narita, Evil, and the Scapegoat, Jack Perry.
Jack Perry and him.
Yeah, I'm going with Jack Perry. House of Torture and Jack Perry. Absolutely. Then you got the NJPW Strong Women's Championship up for grabs. Stephanie Becker defends against Alex Windsor. Who you got here?
Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm going with Stephanie Becker as well. Then you have the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team titles. TMDK will defend against the Gorillas of Destiny. Who you got?
Gorillas of Destiny retaining.
No, they're not retaining. They would be winning back the titles.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the champ. Sorry, the other ones.
Yeah, I'm going with TMDK to retain as well. Then you got a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom 18 earlier this year. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Who you got?
Zack Sabre Jr. Can you just have that loss before, so he had to come back?
Yeah, I think Zach wins here, and I think he gets a shot at the IWGP World Title sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Then the new World Television Champion Jeff Cobb, who beat Zack Sabre Jr. last week, he defends against AEW's Lance Archer. Who you got?
Lance Archer is definitely not winning. He doesn't win in matches. So Cobb's.
You're wrong for that, but you're right. You're actually right.
Okay. Right. I'm about to say hello.
Jeff Cobb for the win, obviously. Then you got Never Openweight Championship up for grabs. Shingo Takagi defends against Yuya Uemura, the King of Pro Wrestling champion. I'm going with Shingo here.
Shingo. Champ.
Unanimous. This one is the one that everyone will have to watch this show for. Eddie Kingston defends the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship in a no-rope last man standing matchup against a man, you know? Gabe Kidd. And if you have seen Gabe Kidd on CBS News Los Angeles, you know this man is a
the dude that he was doing the weather report. That's what they said. Oh,
that's Gabe Kidd. A man, you know? He has been killing it. I agree. Our producer just said that in the background. Gabe Kidd has been the breakout star of New Japan this year, and he needs to be crowned in this matchup.
I was just say, Eddie Kingston is going to lose then.
But finally, we got for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Jon Moxley defends against his protege, Shota Umino. Does Amino finally win the big one and defeat his mentor here?
No. John retains.
Moxley for the win. We were unanimous on all of those. On all those predictions. We did not have one where we disagreed because I think if but I think that some of these are a little bit more unpredictable than we think they are.
Right.
I like this comment here from Power Driver Finisher. He says, I like this podcast better than Graps. I love him too. But this podcast is great. Thank you
Thanks.
so much, man. We appreciate you, Power Driver Finisher. You're one of our loyal community folks. So we appreciate you always joining us and sending those kind words. We appreciate that, man. He says he's got Cobb against Archer. We got Power Driver Finisher also says he's got Bakir against Windsor. We got Moxley retaining from Chuck Berry's, and we got the Bullet Club War Dogs winning from Frantic World. And yes, Gabe Kidd is awesome, Safet. I agree. But that brings us to a close on this episode of the Tru Heel Heat Flagship Podcast. Miss Krssi Love, why don't you let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you again?
So, yes, go watch SP and my and I's last episode of Dark Side of the Ring. It dropped this week, so watch it. If you were not able to watch, was it season 6 we just did? Or 5?
Season 5.
Sorry, season 5.
Man, we should have known from that first episode when we did the episode. We did the first episode the day after the second episode aired. And that was like our highest viewed. And then this one this week already got 2,000 views on it because we dropped it the day after the episode. So we learned our lesson. Our Dark Side of the Ring reviews will probably have to be on Wednesdays because y'all seem to come out for those.
Okay, duly noted. Okay, so we know for next season what to do. So please watch that on our channel. Watch bodyslam.net Know Your Role with Stephanie Hypes every Friday. We do that show. We do a recap of SmackDown, so make sure you be there, be squared. Tru Heel Heat every every Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Watch us there as we do the recap of all the week's news. Other than that, you can find me on IG, which is Krssi Love _1, Tru Heel Krssi Love, which is Twitter or X, or just plain on my name. And yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Thanks again. SP, where can the good people find you, friend?
You can find me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. You can find me on the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the gang. You can find them on at Tru Heel Heat. Patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. That's the best place where you can support us when we're not live here on the channel. You can also go to Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. We got our episode 9 review for X-Men 97. We're going to go live with that tomorrow. And also check out ProWrestlingTees.com, ForYourWear.com, for your Tru Heel Heat and Servant Face and Heels merchandise. And check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our Dark Side of the Ring Black Saturday review, as well as if you want more in-depth preview of tonight's show, NJPW Resurgence, check out our preview that's up on the channel right now. And check out from last week's Tru Heel Heat, our Drake versus Kendrick Lamar star ratings that is up on the channel right now. Go over and check that out as well. But for Miss Krssi Love, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 276, Best of Super Resurgence. We are signing off until next time.
Laters.